What's up, everybody? I am not Tom Leone, but I am Mike Kunzak, and this is TMD, the 2 Minute Drill Podcast. I almost said CMT Sports. This is how long it's been since I've ever opened up this podcast. But here we are, coming off an 0-3 week for the pod. God, was it a bad week? Was it bad for our bets? Was it bad for our local favorite teams? Yes, it was. But we move on and we go on to the next week. It's got to be a relatively quick pod. Tom, what would you like to start with today?
I would like to first start off with you're 100% right. It was a rough week. I think that's going to be our recap. 2-6-1 for our bets and 0-3 for the football teams. We're gonna
Just
erase
leave it
those
at that.
games from our memory.
Leave it at that.
Full blown. I think we should only talk about one game, if I could be completely honest on this pod. Last week was the beginning of this podcast being a Dallas Cowboys podcast because the
No,
Giants are
why?
basically eliminated and the Jets were officially eliminated 13 straight years without the playoffs. So, Mikey D, this is now a Cowboys podcast. So we're going to start
We
down in
hate
Miami.
Cowboys podcasts.
We're going to start down in Miami, and you're going to tell me what's going to go on in this Cowboys Dolphins game because I got my opinion on it, but I'm curious to see if we're on the same wavelength.
I know how
I
much you
just
love
watched
bounce
them
backs, Tom.
absolutely demolish my team. So
I know you love bounce back game, Tom. So I'm guessing that you're picking the Dallas Cowboys in a bounce back game.
I didn't say that.
And
I
this
did
is
not say that. I did not say that. You're speaking for
okay,
me.
go.
I didn't see
All
it.
right,
I didn't
all
say it.
right, perfect. Well, all I gotta say is when it comes to this game, um, they're terrible on the road. They're an awful road team, the Dallas Cowboys. That concerns me. They are not a good rush defense right now. That concerns me. Raheem Mostert and a chain are 10 times better than James Cook, and James Cook had the game of his career just recently. Um, and yeah, I mean the offense was slow, but I have faith in this offense, and I think that they can. I think they can have a bounce back game. I don't think Dak's gonna put, and I'm not putting the whole game on Dak. And I just like everybody should. He's not the one who left 300 rushing yards last game. Um, I think the offense can have a bounce back game. I think it's going to be a lot more competitive game. And if we also look at it here too, the Dolphins haven't beat a team over 500 yet. They struggle against teams over 500. They play down. They play a whole different level against 500 plus 500 teams. So do the Dallas Cowboys to an extent, but we've seen them beat a good team. So we got to throw that out the window. And yeah, so it's the battle of a terrible road team versus a team who hasn't beat a team over 500 yet. So it should be interesting. But I think
Something's got to give. Something's got to give.
something's got to give. I'm going to be confident. This is where I find my confidence in the Dallas Cowboys this year, and they find out they're different. They had a bad game against Buffalo. Buffalo was fighting for a playoff spot. They were desperate. They came out the gates punching. Good for them. They're a good football team, and it's not an easy place to play in Orchard Park. So I'm going to give the Dallas Cowboys a pass. I think they have a bounce back game. I think they beat Miami on Christmas Eve. I do.
That's where I was going. I mean, they're too good of a football team to throw two clunkers back to back. I will say Miami's another underrated, tough place to play.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh
hot.
yeah.
They just think about it. You play in Orchard Park. It's cold. It's raining. And then the following week, you're going to go probably playing. The field temperature will be over 100 degrees. So it's another tough place to play. What I think is huge. I think Tyreek is playing, so Miami's going to go back to their dynamic offense. I think the game last week we predicted being a shootout. We thought there was going to go blow for blow, but it didn't happen. It didn't materialize that way. Josh Allen only threw 74 passing yards. Buffalo saw an opportunity to run the football early in the game. They found out it was working, and they didn't go away from it. So they controlled the clock. I mean, they had 6-7 minute drives running the ball, converting on third downs. It was insane. So that game took a different feel. This week, it feels like it's going to be, I could see a reversal. I could see this game being where Miami kind of wants to keep up with Dallas, but Miami's offensive line is banged up. I think the Cowboys defensive line is going to get to Tua. They're going to force him to make an early decision. He's a very timing quarterback. If you can disrupt that timing, maybe with some press man coverage, and then get the pass rushers, get Mika after him quick against this backup offensive line, you can force Tua into some mistakes. So I think Dallas is going to be able to move the ball on Miami's defense, which is going to be banged up again, their secondary. And I think we're going to see a flip script. That was my prediction coming in. I think we're going to see the Buffalo game, but Dallas doing it to Miami. And then the
Oh,
conversations are
that'd be
going to go.
hot.
I think the conversations are going to move back to, okay, Dallas is elite. Dallas is one of the top teams in the NFL. What is Miami? Are they frauds? Because this week it seems like the conversation is okay, Miami might be legit. They just faced a top three defense without Tyreek Hill and they dropped 30 points and dominated the game. And Dallas, are they frauds? Because they went into Buffalo and got absolutely demolished. They only can win at home. They can only win. And we know how the NFL, the script flips every week and the takes flip, and it's so freaking
Mhm.
bipolar,
It's
the
just it's
NFL.
such a recency. It's just a recency
Yeah,
bias league. It's crazy.
exactly.
It
And I
is.
think it's gonna flip.
And
I just think the script's gonna flip. So
yeah,
that's my
it should be
prediction.
interesting. It should be interesting though because it's kind of a big game for both teams. Like I
Huge,
said, because
huge.
like I said, it's basically at the end of the day, what team do you take more serious? Whoever comes out of this game a winner, right? Like
Correct.
if the
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys win this game, you gotta consider them different. That's I've seen a lot of podcasts and a lot of media, and that's what they're saying. Like if the Cowboys win this football game, I mean, maybe things are different this year. Yeah, Buffalo was a clunker, but I mean, like they played a team, like I said, it was on balls to the wall where they're desperate for a playoff spot. They were at home. It happens.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
if they go on
Buffalo's
the road to
knocking on
Miami,
Miami's door too. Like for the division. I mean, Miami,
yeah,
not only Miami's got Buffalo up their ass for the division, and then they're trying to keep pace with Baltimore for the number one seed. So
yeah,
it's got a lot of implications. And then the Eagles losing and the Seahawks on Monday night, which we both love, keeps the Cowboys door
awesome.
open for the NFC East, even though they had a clunker. So I think that's also motivation for the Cowboys going into this game. It's like, okay, we lost, but it's
Yeah,
kind of status quo, right?
we
Yeah,
caught a
we could have
break.
taken advantage, but we caught a break. Seattle helped us out, helped so many ways, tiebreaker ways, because the Dallas beat Seattle. Like it was good for the Cowboys. They clinched a playoff spot on Sunday, even though they got killed. So
Yeah,
much good happened in the week
a lot of
outside of
positive
that
happened.
that I think they're going to use it and they're going to come out firing against Miami. That's just what I think is going to happen.
Listen, I hope you're right, Tom. Quick recap. I know you wanted to cover Dallas Cowboys podcast, but just quickly because we were running short on time here. Giants head over to Philadelphia. Philadelphia doesn't look good right now. They don't
They do
try to
not.
be. I know it's recently biased. 3 weeks isn't recently biased. That is
No.
consistency. They have not looked good for 3 weeks, man. They
Yeah.
have not looked good for 3 weeks, and it's no, it's not concerning because I love it, but they are definitely not the team they were last year. The Cowboys need the Giants to win one of these two games. I don't think it will be this one. I think it will be in Week 18 in MetLife. I think that's the one that the Giants could steal. But do you
Yeah.
think the Giants could compete this Sunday, or do you think the Eagles are they're so down bad right now they're going to blow the absolute brakes off the Giants?
It's a get right game for Philly. 100%. That's what I see. I think Giant fans, I can rejoice on you on this because it's actually a no narrative. This isn't, just Tom Leone negative speak about my football team. The Jets have been a get right game for franchises, especially good franchises for the last 4 or 5 years, where you go face a good team that's been struggling and they somehow put it together against you, right? They just lost to a Seahawks team. When the Seahawks were that good, we competed with them, or what? And then next thing you know, like the Eagles turn back into the Eagles, and they're going to beat the Giants by 40, and Giant fans are going to be like, huh? Like what? And they're going to officially be eliminated. So those Giant fans that are holding out hope that there's still a shot, especially with the Saints losing last night, and you face the Rams, so that kind of helped in your. It was just kind of like, huh? It's like okay, maybe we can upset Philly, Tommy DeVito or Tyrod. No, it's the Eagles get right game. This game's going to be a blowout. And if it's not, then it's even more alarms going off for the Eagles. I see the Eagles absolutely killing the New York Giants. I see a Boston Scott touchdown per usual on Christmas Day against the Giants, like Kyle Marr said.
Yeah,
That's going to
that's
be a
the lock
wait.
of the century, man.
And
He's gonna be a healthy scratch just to say Vegas because everyone knows it by now. It's just a trend.
their coach is an asshole, so I could see him purpose. Like that's the one thing where being a douchebag might help. Nick Sirianni might know the books have Boston Scott, and he might be like, "I'll get him in there." I want the sports books to lose. We don't know. But yeah, get right game. In my mind, it's a get right game for the Eagles. Just like Miami was a get right game. Like my point before, like that was a get right game for Miami for against the Jets.
Hmm.
Everybody was like, oh my god, the Jets have a chance. They're so banged up. The Aaron Rodgers, yada yada yada, because the Miami just blew a 14-point lead to Will Levis and the freaking Titans in 2.5 minutes. Oh, the Jets can win this game. People were picking the Jets to win the game, lose 30-0. Like that's what I see happening to the
Yeah.
Giants this week.
No, yeah, definitely can see that scenario, and I agree. I think the Eagles blow the absolute doors off the Giants, and if they don't, man, that's a good sign for us. Good sign for the Cowboys because if they're struggling with the Giants in a get
Yeah,
right game, yeah, it's gonna be a definitely what a season for nothing if the Eagles continue the downfall they do.
I have a question for you
And
regarding the
go
NFC
ahead.
playoff picture. And I was going to ask you and Jay Roos this in the group chat because it's heading in that direction, especially if Dallas loses this week, which we both don't think will happen. But let's say it does, and then the Eagles get right. You're looking at most likely going to an NFC South team's building
I
and
love it.
facing a team under 500 wild card round. Does that make you nervous at all as a Cowboy fan, given that their
This
struggles on the
this is
road? Like, would you want to go to Tampa Bay against Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans and all of them? Like again, like
I
would you
mean,
want that?
let's just call it spade for spade though. The
Yeah.
Cowboys have been a bad road team for years now. As I'm saying, like this trend of them being a bad road team compared to at home, like they're undefeated at home over the last 2 years. And
Mm-hmm.
then obviously on the road is where a majority of their losses come from. So it's let's call it spade for spade there. It's been a trend that's been occurring, but last year they went into Tampa and they retired Tom Brady.
Yes, they
You know,
did.
it,
Thank
it,
you
it
for
is
that.
what it is. But this is what also makes me nervous, though. I understand it. Like, yeah, it's an easier path, but either way, you're gonna have to play San Fran eventually. Either way, you're gonna have to play Philly eventually. Like, it's gonna happen. Um, so I prefer for the Cowboys to have a home playoff game, get that second seed at least. Win the East or whatever, because it would be a different scenery. Because if they go to an NFC team, NFC South team, like obviously, like I think they win the football game, but it's just the same timeline every time, right? Like they're gonna beat the easy team, and then they're going to go on the road against one of these juggernauts or a team, that they're supposed to beat, but it's on the road and the pressure's on, and they ended up falling short. So it doesn't make me nervous that they play an NFC South team. It's just a normal general timeline. Like it's just like fate with the Dallas Cowboys. Like they'll get the easy game, they'll advance one round, and then the divisional round comes, and you know what happens from there. That's what makes me nervous, not the fact that they'll play an NFC South team. Because give me an NFC South team, because like I said last night, I said in the group chat, I said the Rams are hot right now. I don't know if the Dallas Cowboys could beat the Rams with the way that they're playing right now, and that offense is flying. Even at home, like I think Matthew
That would
Stafford
be
and
a
this
good
Rams
match.
team,
I want
yeah,
Rams line so bad. Like I want Matt Stafford back in Detroit. That would
yeah. The
be
the storyline is
awesome.
just
Oh, what a betting game
yeah,
that would be
storyline is
too.
just
Oh
set in
my
stone.
God. Oh, what a
Mm.
betting game, dude. Because those offenses can move the football. Yeah. I just don't like the prospects of my team playing a team under 500 division winner. Just for like, I just feel like the narrative going into the week is just going to be a weird one. And me, I'm a big like, well, I haven't seen it in 13 years, which I was going to mention, but it's just like, like I just remember the days when, the Saints had to go into Seattle. I guess you won't be getting an environment like that, but, or I don't know. It's just weird to me. I don't like that prospect. I think that
I mean, the
in
benefit
my
of the doubt
point,
is that,
go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
No,
No,
I was
you
going
go.
to say my point about Dallas is if they somehow get a home route to the NFC Championship game and then might have to go to San Francisco if they're a 2 seed, I think their Super Bowl chances to get there an NFC Championship skyrockets. I think having the Cowboys team, because they haven't been able to prove it yet, right? Like this might change after Miami and they get a huge road win in a tough place to play. But I don't want, as a Cowboy fan, 3 road games to get me to the Super Bowl. Like, because this team just hasn't
Yeah,
been proving it to me that
impossible.
they can. They're one of those teams where it's like being home versus being on the road. They're kind of two different teams this year, and they are they're and it's not that they're a bad team on the road. They're just so good at home. Like
Yeah.
they're a great home team. They're actually an historical great home team over the last 2 years. So that's why I mean I'm a Cowboy fan, man. I want to win that division. Like I gotta win that division. Like I'd put money where my
Yeah,
mouth is if they win the division. That's how good they are at home.
I
To make
agree. I think, yeah, if they have to do 3 road playoff games, obviously the odds and percentages are going to be the same as they always are. So it should be interesting. I definitely want to win the East. I definitely would love to host a playoff game, and then you never know what it goes on around the other side of the NFC bracket. And eventually maybe they could play another home playoff game. You never know. Like it's
yeah.
it could be weird.
And then you
Um,
avoid the Niners at all costs until the NFC Championship game.
until the NFC Championship. Yeah.
And what would be cool with that is like, here's my dream scenario for the Cowboys to get to the Super Bowl. Ready for this? And this will be our last point. I don't want to talk about Jets,
Who are the
Commanders.
Jets even playing?
They're playing the Commanders
Oh, Jets
and
Commanders.
Trevor Simeon starting. I mean,
Jets
and I'm
lock.
gonna I'm gonna go because I'm an idiot. But who cares about that game? I hope the Jets lose so they get a better draft pick. Anyway, but back to my point about the Cowboys. Here's my dream scenario for America's team. We get that Lions Rams matchup. Okay. The Eagles have to go into Tampa Bay. Baker Mayfield, they're not going to beat Eagles beat the Bucs.
No, Bucs shit on the Eagles.
Matthew Stafford beats the Lions. And then Matthew Stafford goes and faces a division opponent that they've lost 2-2 in the Niners, beat the Niners. Cowboys take care of the Eagles at home. Again, Cowboys, Rams. And the reason why I think that's their dream scenario to the Super Bowl, because the teams like the Rams are not supposed to get to the Super Bowl. So that to me is when their luck will run out, right? It would be like they're just not good enough to beat the Cowboys, especially in an NFC Championship game in Dallas. That's the Cowboys route to the Super Bowl. Like that happens, Mikey D. Mark my words. Ideal. That is the ideal. Like I think it's almost a lock that the Cowboys get to the Super Bowl, barring any. Like if I see the Niners go down in the divisional round and the Cowboys beat the Eagles, or it's like the Niner game is first in the weekend and the Niners lose, and it's like, oh my God, like if the Cowboys win, like I won't text you guys that because I don't want to be a jinx, but I'll say it on December 22nd. I'm like, holy shit, the Cowboys might go to the Super Bowl, because it would be like, okay, oh my God, the Rams are now on the come up for next year with all this young talent and Matthew Stafford, the veteran quarterback. So it'd be like, okay, this is where the luck's going to run out, and it's Dallas's turn. That's how I envision it.
Yeah,
to me, it seems like a win-win situation, because then, we can get back at the Niners. It just seems like I don't know. I feel different too about the Cowboys this year. I don't know why. I think they're going to win the NFC, man. I don't know why. I really do.
I gotta see. Sorry
to tickle your nuts a little bit, but
no, I know. Like I said to you, if they pull it out on Sunday to get a really hard road win against a good football team, then maybe like I said, things may be different this year. Like that's the thing. It starts on Sunday, and like I said, it was with the Eagles game. I said I had to see a win now against a good football team. They dominated, and that made me turn a cheek and everything like that. So hopefully with the Dolphins game, if they pull out a big win, because they need it, especially after what happened with the Eagles, I would definitely have that level of confidence that you do, and you're not even a Cowboys fan.
Yeah,
but yeah, and
an unbiased love for the Cowboys for me.
Yeah, so we love each other's teams because we've been through so much heartbreak, and we're just best friends.
Hey, I had the longest. This is another point I wanted to make up to you. So before we go into our bets, because my boss actually canceled my meeting at 9:30, so I'm in no rush. That's how I'm looking over my screen.
I'm like rushing over here, and
so we people listening, me and Mikey D, we always have conversations. We'll throw something in the group chat where it's like, oh, the Jets have the longest playoff drought in all of American sports. And then Kyle Maher will throw in a post. It's like, well, the Jets have 6 playoff wins since 2000. The Cowboys have 3. And Mikey D will say, well, you've seen more than me, Tom. And I have a point for you, and I don't think you can win this argument, but we can have it if you want. I have not seen the playoffs in 13 years. And here's my rebuttal to your point that I've seen more than you, because if you want to just go purely on football, 100%. But here's my little add-on that I don't think you can argue with. I'm a season ticket holder. That's 13 straight years where I've had season tickets that mean nothing after week 9. That's 13 years of me living in this area where my football team is 35 minutes away. If they have a good season, Mikey D, I'm there. I could be there. It's like the tailgate, the going to the game. It's like all that stuff I've been missing out on 13 years. I think your opinion on the Cowboys not winning in the playoffs or winning a Super Bowl but being there every year and being disappointing would be a lot different if you lived in Dallas, Texas, and were like a season ticket holder and going. Because think about it, like that would be pretty much every year of your whole life. Like you and your dad, or you and your buddy are going to Jerry's World, and it's a meaningful game, or it's a playoff game. Like you would have all those memories of the tailgate of the thing. Dude, I haven't had any of that. None of that. So that's my argument to you when you bring up you've seen more playoff wins. I have. You're right. But also the regular season, like how much fun it is watching football and looking forward to a game on Sunday, you have ran circles around me. So I just wanted to say that in person instead of,
But
texting
like,
that.
if
But
you know how it ends every single time, it's like you're going to see the sequel to the movie every single time.
that's a fair
Is it
that's a fair point.
is it that fun all the like? 'Cause listen, yeah, the Cowboys can have so much regular season success all the time, but I've told you how it ended. I've seen how it ended every single time. It's
It's the
like you
hope
wrote the
though.
script.
It's the
It's like
hope though.
I'm just saying. I get it's the hope, but like you said, if you have the script in hand and you just know the outcome, it's like you looked in the future and you saw it happen already. You came back like, all right, this is what's gonna happen. That's what it feels like, and like, yeah, it's good to have regular season success and have the hope for like 5 minutes, and then they have clunkers like they do against Buffalo. So I don't know.
But I'm
I
telling
don't
you,
know.
from a perspective of someone that lives close to his team and is able to, and is a season ticket holder and
That
goes
is
to
fair.
games. I'm telling you, I think and I respect your mindset now because you're unfortunate, you were brought up a Cowboys fan. You can't control that. You don't live in Dallas, Texas. You're not a season ticket holder. So I'm sure I would feel different if I wasn't a season ticket holder and every week it was kind of just like, all right, what time do the Jets play? All right, 4 o'clock. I'm going to run to the store. All right, Jets start in 15 minutes. I'm going to make my food. I'm going to sit on the couch. And then I know it's a clunker. It's like, fuck this. I'm turning off my TV and I'm going. Like, I feel like you would feel a lot different if, the big Cowboys Eagles matchup that you've seen them lose 10 years and you're so down on, if you drove to the stadium, had the grill going, bullshitting about games in the past. Oh, maybe it'll be different this year. You go into the stadium, it feels different. And then when they surprise you and they win, it's like, holy shit, like it's different. Like, you know what I mean? Like that emotion that being at a
Fair.
stadium brings, it's it's insane. It's like hard to put words on it. So that's my rebuttal to you. It would be way too long to text at any moment. So I'm like, I'm gonna bring it up in the next pod because yeah, you're
That's
right. I
okay.
have seen more playoff wins, but I think the hardships of basically wasting money for 13 straight years and having the longest American sport playoff
That's rough.
drought
It's
is
rough.
pretty rough. I don't know. I think it's equal. I think we're on an equal playing field. I don't think I've suffered more than you as a Jet fan, but I think it's been pretty equal.
All right, let me ask you this question real quick. When the Jets, I know you were young, but when the
Yeah.
Jets made the AFC Championship game, how was the tingle in your nuts? How did you feel?
Can I be completely honest with you? The
Yes.
first one, I mean, I was young, but I was of age to
Yeah,
remember
yeah, you're
things.
still
I
a
mean, we
big
were in middle
fan.
school,
Yeah.
so I was a early teen. Um, the
So your balls
first
didn't even
year,
drop yet.
the the first year, I knew they were going to lose. It was a rookie quarterback. No rookie quarterback's ever gone to the Super Bowl. What killed me about that one was that they were up
When
17
they
to
went
6.
when
When
they
they went
went
the
back
second year,
the following year, yes.
bro, I thought they were going to the Super Bowl. Like I've never felt that like because I just thought naively, young kid, I'm like, they're not losing 2 back-to-back A's championship games. Like I was in that mindset where it's
Like a blackjack hand, like you just lost on that blackjack, and you're
yeah.
just like, oh, I'm doubling down my money.
And you just beat
Yeah,
Peyton Manning and Tom Brady back to back. You've shown you beat the Steelers team already in Pittsburgh. I'm like, the Steelers were banged up. They had just had a miraculous win. What people forget about the year, oh God, you're making me go down memory lane. The
yes,
Jets
we
were
are.
like, the Jets were 1 quarter away from having a home AFC championship game. The Jets were a 5 seed and the Ravens were a 6 seed. Oh no, I'm sorry. I might have that flipped. No, 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 they were. No, I'm sorry, it was flipped. The reason why I'm thinking home game is because it was Baltimore. It was close, and I think my family we were going to go. The Jets were the 6 seed. Baltimore was the 5 seed, but Baltimore blew like a 21-point lead in the second half against the Steelers in the divisional round. So not only did I think, oh, the Jets aren't going to lose back-to-back AFC Championship games, I just said, oh, the Steelers just got their lucky win. I'm like, the luck's going to run out. They shouldn't
Yeah.
even be here. I'm like, the Jets are going to win this game, and they lost. And I thought I was naive. I thought they were going to get back again. Like I thought like that team just had something about them and the coach and it just never materialized. They haven't made the playoffs since, Mikey D. That was the last playoff game I watched. That AFC championship game. If you would have told me after they lost, they wouldn't make the playoffs again until I was engaged getting married. Because think about it, I'm going to be married before the potential chance that the Jets make a playoffs because my wedding is next January. So it'll be next season. I don't know if the Jets are going to be in the playoffs or not. I would have said you're crazy, but that's my reality.
Yeah, when you put it like that, that's crazy.
Yeah.
He just said, yeah, he just pulled the whole marriage card to defend his point. Okay, you win. You win. You
Yep.
win.
So,
Maybe we
but
can.
but that was it felt good. I hope you get to experience that this year
I
because
just want to see an
the
NFC
hype.
Championship game, man. Obviously, I want to win it. Obviously, I want them to win it all because if the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, man, this place, the whole world would go on fire. The haters would like there would be suicide circles like everywhere
Well,
in
the
the
awesome
world.
thing about it, to be completely, it's less about the game, it's the buildup, right? It's like the talk shows throughout the week. Because when you get to a championship game, you're a good football team. Like the people, the analysts, it's like a respect thing. So it's going to be what does one team do well? What does one? Then you see the hype videos these fans create. And then like before the game, right before kickoff, the little videos the networks put together of like the season and the hype for the game. It's like all that stuff you just build up. It's like you're talking to, you know, oh, you're coming over for the game today. Oh, yeah, we're gonna come. Your whole day is like Cowboys are in the NFC Championship game. Like you just have this like juice about it, and then the game starts, and it becomes just another game. Actually, you little moments don't piss you off. I still remember things like
Yeah,
the Jets went down 24. I had both spectrums too. Thank you for putting me down memory lane. This is what happens when you do this.
you're welcome.
The first AFC Championship game, Jets were up 17-6 with a minute left in the first half. And we're this close to an interception that Peyton Manning underthrew a ball, and the Jets receipt, like the corner, it went right through his hands into Austin Colley's hands. It was insane. Then the following year, they were down 24-0 in the blink of an eye. It was 24-3 at halftime, and they lost the game 24-19. So it was like I had both spectrums. I hope for you just see an even game. When you get there, I hope you see like either the Cowboys blow them out or you see like blow for blow, because both ends of the spectrum, my guy, not fun. One you're
It
up
just
high,
it just
one you're fucking, oh God, it's over.
it just makes me so sick because if like last year, if Dak Prescott just played like just a semi decent game last year. It started with Tony Pollard's injury though. I think I
I
think the
agree.
that's what ruined the drive. It was that drive. That drive was just cursed. Like Tony Pollard got hurt when they were just driving down the field about to take the lead, and then Tony Romo, Tony Romo, bringing back even more fucking memories like the combat picture when the guy's just in work. Um, but yeah, but then Dak Prescott threw the interception literally the play following. That's what cost him the game. Like if Dak, like if that offense just not even just Dak, but that offense just played. Oh, the defense played so
Dalton Schultz
well.
scored the first touchdown.
Yeah, I know. He won so
Both
much
games.
money, right?
Both games. Yeah.
I
That's my
know.
memory. That's my memory.
If this Cowboys go on the Super Bowl run, you just know Jake Ferguson scoring first every touchdown in every single game. You just know it. You
Yeah.
just know
Look
it.
look at this. Look what my team's message. What does that say on top? Mikey D. Good news for me. I think this is what my boss was gonna
You were
call me
promoted
about.
to whatever team. Oh shit! Congratulations.
Thank
Does
you.
that mean you got promoted again? How many times you gonna get
No, no,
promoted, my guy?
I know this is part of my promotion, but it's officially happened where like I have a team under me now, which is cool.
That's awesome, though. Good for
Yeah.
you.
Thank you,
Good
appreciate
for
it. So
you.
I think
Positivity
that's
from the
what
TMD team right today.
facts. Hopefully, we can manifest it into our football teams. I told you if okay, remember I told you if the Cowboys beat the Bills, I would buy a Jake Ferguson jersey. I'm gonna double down on that with Miami. Beat an AFC East team, please. Beat a team that is just my team gets embarrassed by, and if that happens, I'll
I
buy
think
my
Jake
Jake Ferguson
Ferguson.
jersey.
I think Jake Ferguson's the key this week. I think that's my if the
He's
Cowboys
turning
have a
it.
chance to
He's
win this
turning
football
into a
game.
freaking Travis Kelsey dude.
If the
Insane.
Cowboys have a chance to win this football game this weekend, Jake Ferguson needs to be that guy.
Yeah,
He's
100%,
that guy, pal.
hundred
He's
percent.
that guy, pal. But
So should we
with,
should we should we go into it?
with that being
Trying to bounce
said,
back. TMD bets.
I am opening up TMD bets today.
Yes, you
We're
are.
changing it up.
Yes,
We
you
are
are.
changing it up. I open up the pod. I'm opening up the bets, and that's going to lead to a 6-0 week and a 3-0 week for the pod because the Giants are beating the Schmeagles. The Jets are going
Okay,
to
okay.
demolish Sam Howell, and the Cowboys are running into the sunset against those dilfy Dolphins.
Going to Miami. All right,
We're
let's do
going to
it.
Miami. We will be right back. You ready, Tom? I don't know if you're looking at me. What's up, everybody? This is Milky D, and I am opening up TMD bets, I think, for the first time ever on this show. And we are 50, 40, and 3 gets a spread. We are kind of slacking. We need a major bounce back week. Tom Leone started off for the first time. Give me your first 3 bets to get spread and your player prop of the week. Go.
Going to Miami. Switching
Oh,
up,
goodness
Mikey D.
gracious.
Give me the Dallas Cowboys, baby. Getting a point. That's
Segment
disrespectful.
canceled.
Going to Miami. Give me the Cowboys getting 1 point on the road in Miami. As for my second pick, I am going to the Cleveland Brown versus the Houston Texan game. The Texans, they're just up and down now. You can just see it. I don't even know if CJ Stroud's starting. Give me the Browns laying 3 points on the road in Houston. And for my last pick, that Detroit team we were talking about before, we're seeing that matchup with Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff in the playoffs, calling it now. And for that to happen, they need to win this football game. Give me the Lions. Giving 3 on the road in Minnesota. So running it back. That is the Dallas Cowboys, Mike. It'd be my first time taking them this year.
Boo.
Getting a point on the road in Miami. That is the Cleveland Browns laying 3 on the road against the Texans. And the Lions laying 3 on the road in Miami. That is 3 road dogs. And my prop pick for the week, Jake Ferguson, anytime touchdown.
This is so weird that I'm going second, but first I am heading to Atlanta where they don't sell Chick-fil-A on Sundays in Chick-fil-A Stadium. But I am taking the Falcons in a bounce back game for them. They need to run back into the NFC race. So give me the Falcons -2.5 against a very good Colts team. Second, I am heading to Carolina. Carolina's done. Who cares? They win some football games. By winning some football games, I mean 2. The Packers need to get back in the NFC playoff race as well. Give me the Packers and Jordan Love -5 on the road against the Panthers. And last, I am heading to wherever that Broncos game is. And this is Broncos country. Let's ride. Give me the Broncos -7 against that garbage shit Patriots team. And running it back, I have the Broncos -7 against the Patriots, the Packers -5 against the Panthers, and the Falcons -2.5 against the Colts. And for my player prop of the week, I think Arthur Smith finally becomes a good coach. It only takes 16 weeks of the season to let it happen. Give me, sorry, Bijan Robinson anytime touchdown against the Colts, Tom.
Okay. 3 road
That was
dogs.
weird.
I know it threw me off. I feel like we weren't in as much sync as we were, but maybe that's what we need since we're only up 7 units now. We just keep losing units every week. So
We have 7 units now. That
you
was
said
10.
50, 43 and something, didn't you? Or did you
No,
say
no, 50,
53?
50, 40 and 1. 50, 40.
50,
No, 50, 40
40.
and 3. 50, 40 and 3. Like
I thought
3
you said
pushes. We
50
have
and
3 pushes.
43. Okay. All right. We're up
No,
10
no,
units.
50, 40 and 3. Yeah, I mean, like I said, being a positive, like if we can finish out the season a positive, that is just a major win. We got 3 more
Correct.
weeks to do it.
Yes.
But we really do need a positive week, though. We have not had a
We're
positive week,
due.
and
We're due as the
come on,
betting
we
world will say.
are.
We are due, even though who's
Yeah,
ever
you
due when you
think.
gamble?
As me and Tom took Cooper Cup first touchdown yesterday, and Matthew Stafford was probably the worst ball he threw all game yesterday.
And a ball that,
And
even though it was a bad ball, Cooper Cup probably catches 9 times out of 10. So,
yeah, dude, and then Puka Nacua
well, here's the
dropped
bad thing
30
about that. I
points.
actually wanted to talk about. It was just out. What happened was the throw was too outside. So in my mind, is if I'm an athlete like Cooper Cup, I'm probably thinking I got to catch and reach simultaneously.
Yeah,
So that's what probably caused him to drop it. Probably moved his hands too fast. If Stafford puts it here like he always does, catch, then release, touchdown.
he
But
walks in.
yeah, and then
He
they had
walks in.
then the second play they even dialed up for either Cooper Cup or Nakua, and the linebacker went into Cooper Cup's throwing lane, so that's why Nakua got it. If fucking the linebacker stayed on Nakua, it would have been the up ball to the back corner to Cup. I was like, come on.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, it's just
Then
foul.
I
Just
did the running back. We thought about doing the running back parlay. I think thank
oh,
God
you
we
did do
did it.
that?
No, I didn't do
Oh,
it.
okay.
Thank God, because
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara caught a pass in like the fourth quarter and he got tackled at the 4 yard line and it was a one-on-one tackle. Like I've seen Kamara break that tackle like 10 times. I'm like, oh my God, thank God.
Yeah, well,
Down.
listen, when you told me those odds, I was like, yeah, dude, that's not worth the parlay.
Yeah.
For 2 guys to score to being what, +200, you said it was? That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
If
You
you
can get
chose the
you can
first,
get one player for +200. Like,
put it this way, if you put the first 4 players that FanDuel have listed, which were Kyron Williams, Alvin Kamara, Nakua, and Cup, $10 only paid like 360. Like, come on, to get 4 guys,
foul. It's
how
foul.
insane is that? They've absolutely butchered the market.
It's just
Put it this way, Kyron
that's
Williams to score
foul.
2 touchdowns and Alvin Kamara to score one, $10 paid. I think 360. It's a guy to score 2 and one
Come
guy to
on,
score
dude.
1. Like, yeah, it's insane. But
Yeah, dude.
Mikey D,
Yeah.
take us home
No,
with
it's
you. Go.
that's FanDuel for it. Yeah, of course. Well, Tom, we did this on a Friday morning with freaking eye boogers still in our eyes, and but we got it done. We've all we just put our
Dedication.
bets out, but we are dedicated where we want to get through all 18 weeks of the regular season and the 4+ weeks that there is a postseason because we're dedicated to all 11 of you, maybe 15 now. I forgot. But at the end of the day, with that being said, follow us on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram.
And yes, sister's ass.
And since it will be, yeah, we're not going to be doing an episode until
We have
then. We
games
wish
tomorrow,
everybody.
though. We do have games tomorrow, so we look out for tweets.
We do have games. Oh yeah, yeah, we do have games on Saturday again. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get that stuff out tonight. Then is some of the games that we picked on Saturday tomorrow? I don't even
I don't
know.
know. I gotta check. I don't remember. I think
Either
most of
way,
the
I'll get
games
it
are
out.
on Sunday. I think there's only 2 games tomorrow in their own window. I think
Gotcha.
something like
Well,
that.
either way, I'll get it out tonight because it's a holiday weekend. Because that's what I was going to say. With that being said, we're not gonna have an episode until then. So we wish everybody a Merry Christmas from the TMD team. Hope it's
Yes,
fantastic.
a
Enjoy it
very
with your
merry
families.
Christmas, everybody.
Yep, and hopefully everybody wins some big money from Santa and from the TMD elves. All right, Tom, I will catch you guys, or catch you next week for the New Year's Week 17 pod.